Bethesda Game Studios is back in the news, and not for good reasons. That's what we're going to talk about in this episode of Talk Gaming, the only internet gaming talk show which consistently redefines perfection itself. And I am your host, Lukey Poo. And today, as I said, we're discussing Bethesda Game Studios once again, but specifically Bethesda Softworks, not just Bethesda Game Studios, the creators of Skyrim and Fallout 4, but the actual parent company, Bethesda Softworks. They put out this press statement late yesterday, I believe. I'm only getting to it now because I only came across it like a few hours ago. But what they said is, quote, "At Bethesda, we value media reviews, period." Already you know that this is going to be a great press release that's going to leave us very, very happy. And as they go on, they describe the massive success of Doom and media reviews. Now, their conclusion is that they are only going to be releasing codes, early access review codes, to YouTuber reviewers or any other reviewer a day before the official release. Now, their reason for this is, quote, with the upcoming, this is the setup. They say, quote, "With the upcoming launches of Skyrim Special Edition and Dishonored 2, we will continue our policy of sending media review copies one day before release, while we will continue to work with media streamers and YouTubers to support their coverage both before and after release. We want everyone, including those in the media, to experience our games at the same time." End quote. Now, if your brain is not completely brain dead, you will notice that that is a complete load of horse donkey piss poo. I mean, that is complete and utter nonsense. To say that they're doing this because they want streamers, YouTubers, reviewers, and the consumers to enjoy the games at the same time? What? That makes no sense. The reason people watch YouTubers and streamers is so that they know whether or not it's worth buying. They're not watching it because they don't want to buy the game. They're doing this. All of this, though, it all comes down to one thing. One simple thing. Money. Now, you might be asking yourself, how does this help them make money? How could that possibly help? Wouldn't it be more useful to put out a good game and have reviewers talk it up and be like, this game's awesome, you should buy it, and then have people buy it? Wouldn't that make more sense? Yes, it would make more sense, but that's precisely the problem, and what this shows kind of behind the scenes is that they don't have faith in their own products. If they truly believed that the games were going to be so good that there was no reason to even be worried about early releases, because clearly what they're worried about here is releasing a game or releasing a game to reviewers and having them look at it like Fallout 4 or Skyrim Special Edition and being like, this is a buggy mess. Okay, so you should not buy this for a month or two once it's stable. Which basically every review of every Bethesda game ever has said. Bethesda Game Studios games. And so they look at this and they say, well, no, we want to sell games on day one. We want to sell them on release. 2 months down the road is harder to justify to investors, to shareholders, to all that. So they say, oh, well, we know we're probably going to get bad reviews, or at least reviews recommending a little delay in purchase. So why don't we just, I don't know, not release it to the public until it's kind of too late, not let them know what the game is like until it's too late. So if they feel like the hype is driving them to buy the game, and the only thing that could possibly persuade them away from it is if like Boogie or Lukey Poo or somebody told you not to buy it because it's a buggy mess, then they're hoping that they can get you to buy the game without knowing what it fully entails, whether it's good and worth the money or whether it's bad and not worth the money. And that's what's really despicable about this, is that they're trying to play the market. More than anything, though, it is a total disrespect of their consumers. If they were truly confident in their product, which they claim they are, they say Doom is an example. Doom, which reinvented the games in its industry and in its own genre. They said, well, those review codes only went out a day before release, and that game was fine. So what are you so worried about? You can trust us. Well, okay, so one game was pretty good on release. That's good, but that's only going to be true. In the words of Boogie, he said that's only going to be true until it's not. And clearly, once a Bethesda Game Studios game comes out and it's a buggy mess, nobody will have been putting reviews out, so people are going to be like, oh, no, it'll be fine. It'll run smooth. I'll buy it on day one. It just is kind of slimy. And the worst thing is that it sets a very bad precedent. It really does. And the precedent just being that it's okay for these game studios to put a game out a day, or review codes out a day before release. There's no way to spin that where it's pro-consumer, where it is pro you and me, right? The only way you can spin that is that they're trying to delay bad news for their game as long as possible so that you buy it on day one. Instead of giving the review code to the IGN or to a PewDiePie or somebody a week before release and saying, yeah, play the whole game and let them know what you think so that you know what the entire game is like from start to finish and you can tell them. This is just inspiring another No Man's Sky. The problem with No Man's Sky was that they pulled crap like this, that they didn't let anyone know what the game was like until it was too late and until so many people had bought it. So in the year and in the epoch and era of No Man's Sky and all of that fallout, this is just unfathomable that they would do this and think that this is okay and that consumers are going to be okay with it. So as much as it pains me to say, we can't let Bethesda get away with this. So as long as they're doing this, you got to voice your opinion, go on social media, tweet at Bethesda Softworks, say, this is not okay. What are you doing? We deserve to know what we're buying before we buy it. And I mean, come on. What are you doing? What you doing, fools? That's all I got to say on the matter. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll read them all and respond to as many as I can. But yeah, that's all I really have to say on the matter. Peace out. Love you. Bye.
We're no strangers.